Hey everybody. So I am here with my mentor Kimberly. You've probably watched me a lot. And you're like, okay, cool, you're doing this, but is it just you? Is this real? Is there actually a community? Because I talk about community a lot, and you might have seen her in my emails. But here she is in real life. And yeah, so if you just want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, my name is Kimberly, and I have been in the online space for almost 4 years now. It's kind of crazy how the time has flown. But yeah, before I did all this, like I literally did all the things you're supposed to do, right? I started went to college, got a job, started climbing the corporate ladder, was like the good girl, doing all these things. And I didn't mind it at first, I guess. I know like, yeah, me and Lydia, we used to work together actually. And
And yeah,
so
that's totally for us to say, like, yeah, we used to work together.
yeah, we used to work together in corporate before at the same engineering firm. And it was fun, for a little bit. We'd go, there was like a company volleyball team, and then we had the happy hours and we did all that. And it was fun. And I remember getting to travel for work. We actually worked on some projects in other cities and stuff like that. And so it was like fun, I guess. But at the same time, it wasn't like what I really wanted to be doing. I was like, I really just want to go travel. I would love to go like learn Spanish and become fluent by living in another country. I would like to, I just felt like there was something missing, and like I couldn't quite pinpoint it. And while like I did have growth with the company and I experienced growth, but I feel like I was also losing myself in a way too. I don't know if you guys, those of you who already work corporate or you've worked corporate, you kind of know like at work, you have to kind of like suppress your emotions a little bit, and you have to just be a certain way. And like, I don't know. It's just like over time, you really do start to kind of lose touch, and it makes you feel lost, I guess. And so for me, I really was like, I just want to go travel. I want to get out of here and just take a break. And it was going to be a sabbatical where I was going to go back to work. And then I took my break. I went traveling and was like, never mind, I'm not going back to work. And so that was whenever I decided, yeah, I did some research. I came across the affiliate marketing platform that we both use. And yeah, that was like 4 years ago. I'm full-time online, been not full-time for like the past 2 of those years. So yeah, it's definitely not like a get rich quick thing or any of that. It does take some time, but then once you do it, it's like so worth it. So yeah, I don't know, in a nutshell, like speedy up version, but that's like my little background.
Yeah, and so you guys know I basically followed her on Instagram for like 3 years and all her traveling and was just like, how do you do this? um, yeah, so now we're both doing it. But which we'll get into that. So how you guys have, if you're following me, have been following me for a while, like I've talked about how I got started. I'll do a post again on that later. Or you can go to my guides and check that out. But while interviewing Kimberly, how did you get started, or why did you, I mean, you've talked a little bit about why you get started, but like, how did you get into it? Yeah, how are you introduced to this?
Um, Honestly, like I just was doing some research. I was like, yeah, kind of Google, and then I went I went on Facebook as well because I had seen like different posts and different things about working online. And I think like you always just assume like that's not real or that's not legit. And I always
Yeah.
did. I would just ignore those kind of posts. But then it got to a point where it's like, okay, get a job and go back or find something else. And I was like, well, I'm making assumptions about something that I know nothing about. Let me just see for myself instead of assuming something that somebody's cousin's aunt or whatever told me, right? Or
Yeah.
and so I started doing some research. And then yeah, like my mentor, she has been doing this for a little bit longer than me, and she was yeah like traveling, and she had yeah like a post that she had done, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. So I literally just watched like it was like a free training, free web class type thing, and figured like, what do you have to lose? Like there was a trial period and stuff like that. So then I just decided plug in, and then yeah, I was like, okay, this is it, I'm done, let's go, bam. And it was just like, yeah, once I saw the potential with it and everything as well. So yeah, that's a little bit about how I got started. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Um, which she mentioned free web class. It is a very similar to one that I've watched, that Kimberly's watched, that I will link so you guys can check that out too if you're interested at the end, and I'll bring it up again. But the link should be in the caption below if you want to watch that and learn more about how what we do more than what we're talking about today. But yeah, so my biggest question for you before we, well, I have two more questions, but my biggest question is, you made something like 27,000 in sales in a month, sometime in the past year, and you were on vacation, like on vacation, not working. So how did you do it for everybody who's watching? Like, how do you make money doing nothing?
Right, I know, right? It's pretty freaking cool. Working online is cool,
Yeah.
but but no, I mean it's part of what we do with affiliate marketing, right? So like yeah, what Lydia was saying with the free training and everything, the web class, like it talks about an online marketing platform that literally teaches you how to set up automation. So if you don't know what automation is, it's literally like processes in place for you so you don't have to be online all the time, right? And so you can learn to run ads and then schedule out posts, and there's so many different things that are involved with automation. But I learned how to set up automation so that way even while I was traveling I was able to generate sales, right? And so that was a big part of it, was that automation piece. That way I could enjoy, I don't have to be on my phone 24/7 doing all, and become the bottleneck essentially. But then another big piece of it is that we do high ticket affiliate marketing. So high ticket just means higher commissions. So you literally don't need to make like 500 sales to make, a $2,000 month or whatever, right? Like you can literally just make a few sales and have some really big months. And so it's just like the combination of that automation piece, which is really powerful, and then high ticket. And not to necessarily knock low ticket. If someone loves their low ticket item, that's fine. But I think it's really powerful to have a mix. And if you're trying to get full-time online and make big money, you definitely want to have some high ticket offer in the mix. So I would say that's like how I did it. And yeah, it was the beginning of the pandemic actually. So it was like, I think it was like actually June. So it was a little after, because, everything shut down for a little bit. And I actually went traveling in June in the middle of a pandemic, which whatever. And so I went and I was just hanging out with another girl that, yeah, I actually worked with online. I got to go to Sedona. I had never been to Sedona actually. So I was just like living the best life. And then, was able to get those sales coming in, and it was really exciting. I think just to know like, oh, wow, this is what I was wanting to do. And I've done it, and if I think like, I always was like, oh, I don't know. You see other people doing it. Can I do it? And then you do it. And it's like, oh shit, this is what's possible. So it's really cool. So yeah, that's just a little mix of like what I did and how I did that.
Very cool. I know like that for me is the biggest thing, is being able to like, we're on social media, and you're on social media right now watching us, and it's really, a big part of our life, and why not utilize that to make money? And affiliate sales are everywhere. I've talked about it before. There's like the low ticket affiliate sales, like, oh my God, Rothy's is like my first one. I bought those shoes online, and then I got a code for a friend, and then a friend bought them, and then I got a percent back. So that's like kind of, I mean, that is affiliate, but like this is affiliate where you make money. You don't make a percent back on your next purchase, because there is no next purchase that you have to make, which is really cool. But I guess, okay, so my last question for you is, what would you say to someone who's on the fence, who's been waffling? Because I totally waffled for like 3 months on, well, I spent like 3 years not knowing what to do and researching all these things. But then when we talked, I think I spent maybe a month to 2 months like, I don't know, I need to like do a pro con list and like analyze the shit out of this. So
Well, I feel like, if you're someone who's on the fence and you're on the fence, like a pros con list will only get you so far. Like you really need to go with a gut decision. I think like, what is it that you really want? What are you feeling? And if it takes like, I mean, everyone's different. Some people know instantly, some people, they take some time, and that's okay. I think just trusting the process, but knowing like, you know what, this is something that I really want. Like, think about what are your goals? Like, what are some of your big visions? Like, do you want to go retire your parents early? Do you want to have that beach home? Do you want to be home with your kids? Like, what is that? And then just think about like, what are you missing out on by not taking action, right? Like, I know for me, I guess just a little quick story, but I was able to go both with two of my nieces, 2 out of 3. I was able to go home and hang out with my sister for like a month each time to be there when the baby was born. But my first niece, I couldn't do that. I went home for the day she was born, or the weekend. The baby was late, of course. So she was born on a Monday. So I remember pushing my flight back a little bit. But then as soon as I saw the baby, I literally had to go back and be in New York to be at the office. And so it was like, I didn't realize that at the time, because it's like you were in the zone, or, you know, you're in corporate, whatever. But once I was able to experience that with my nieces, my other nieces, I was like, holy shit, I missed out on so much priceless memories that you cannot put a price tag on, right? So I think, like, think about the little things like that maybe you would gain, you know, it'd be priceless memories and things like that. And really just sit on that and know, like, you know, like, what is the cost here? And I think a lot of times you'll find that the cost of staying put costs so much more than actually just trying something, and seeing, you know. And I know some people are like, you have to be all in and it's got to be perfect or whatever. I think letting go of that as well, and just starting, like, doing research. You're watching this now, that's a good first step, right? Like, you're doing some research, you know, check out the web class if you haven't yet and stuff like that. But it doesn't need to be all or nothing. Like, it can literally be a little bit at a time. But that being said, the jump there. It froze.
Yeah, okay. I think you're back.
What was the last thing you heard?
I'm totally gonna have to edit this, so this will be edited. What's the last thing I heard? Take your time. Maybe. I feel like Kenny just got home and got on the internet, so I'm like, no, get off the internet.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying, like, I mean, everyone's different, right? So, like, if you need to, like, do some research or whatever, ask questions, reach out, but also just really think about the cost of not doing something, because you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And so I would say, like, I would rather know than have regrets, right? So really just think about that. So that would be my advice. I hope that makes sense.
No, I mean, totally relate to that. Every day that I was in corporate, and so we both, like Kimberly said, she just went full time, and like, she's been doing it full time for 2 years, but she started out part time. I started out part time as well, because it's a investment, and it's not a get rich quick scheme. So it's putting in time to get there. But then when I was able to go and quit my corporate job, even on the tough days of like business, it's like, this is still better than being in that, because, like, you know, mental health, I talk about it a lot, and it's really important to me. And on days that I have bad days, like when I was in corporate, I would still have to go to work and put on a fake face, and be there all day. And now when I have a bad day, I can like do meditation or go on a walk or do yoga or like do what I need to do for me, and didn't have that before. So yeah, like, think about even that, like, what are all the costs of staying where you are? But thank you for joining me. And everybody, if you want more information, be sure to drop it in the comments below, and I'll reach out, or shoot me a DM. And yeah, I've dropped a link below as well to the free web class that we talked about. So definitely check that out if you would rather, if you're like me and you'd rather check the video, then message me. Yeah, check that out and then message me after. But yeah, thank you.